Yo, what's good? It's Jeffrey the Artivist, aka Tribe Chief, aka the Big Hyena, coming at you live and direct from Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'm in the process of totally rebranding my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe because we're going to be getting into a lot of new concepts in trading that you might not have heard of, and I don't want you to miss anything. So the video that you're about to dive into right now is a understanding that I began to come into in May of 2022 based on fundamentals in the market and how the market would respond in price action due to the outcome of these fundamental data reports. So this is a private training that I had between my community and I, and you're about to get that training for free, a segment of it. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments, and you can make an educated decision about whether or not you would like to become part of my community after watching. All right, so without any further ado, go ahead, strap in, get you some water, get you whatever your vice is. Let's get to it. Yeah, no? Or
I
Yes.
can.
okay, cool. So I ran a one-on-one earlier this week with one of your hyena brethren, Zach. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. But I was running the advanced session where I teach fundamental analysis and institutional data interpretation, right? Which is really the secret of forex, honestly, 100%. Like, I'm blessed. Anybody in here who has consistency in the market and doesn't understand how to interpret the data, you're blessed. You've been blessed, literally. Like, I thought I knew about forex and that I was trading correctly. I was confident in my, trading strategies, like, enough to go out for funded challenges, right? Like, and have semi pretty all right success. So, at a point now where I'm, on a funded challenge, I'm up in percent, I'm doing my thing, don't need any signals, confident, holding my trades for like hundreds of points, projecting the move. Like, basically, it's based off of fundamentals. I don't even look at the chart to determine what I'm going to do. The chart is just static, to be honest. The point where everybody's going wrong, the reason why everybody's actually failing at trading is because they're just looking at the chart and trying to make a move based on what they see. When the chart doesn't give, but I would say 10 to 20% of what's going on and why it's moving, right? We're looking at the chart like, why is it moving now? Why is it moving now? But every move on the chart is pretty much projected. And you can look at an economic calendar like on forexfactory.com, and that calendar dictates the exact times where price is going to move. You can look at the calendar and line it up with every price movement that's occurring on the chart, right? And it will be lined up. None of these movements are random. Literally, none of the movements are random, not by a single stretch of the imagination. Okay, so Zach, after we got done with our one-on-one, he actually showed me this chart, not this one in particular, but he said that he went to Reddit, and this is hilarious because this chart was just on Reddit, and he said I was finding success, trading this pattern in the chart. And what got my attention was this thing in the middle. Can you all see what it says? It says media attention, right? Media attention. Okay, and then it has the phases of the market, right? What's going on in the market at these particular times. Do we all see this? Okay,
Yes.
so now what I'm going to do, pull up this chart. What do you all see?
The same pattern.
The exact same pattern. Okay. And this is where I am right now. This is my most recent discovery of the market. I discovered this on Friday and I've been geeked, tripped out, like totally tripped out by this. Like, this pattern, you can find it everywhere in the chart. You can find it literally everywhere on every single chart, every single pair. You will find this pattern, right? And the key to anticipating this pattern Media. What is a synonym for media?
News.
News. News. On every single day that there's a news event, there will be a model of this pattern. There will be a model, whether it's this pattern, right here, or whether it's flipped upside down and it's a sell model. But you will literally find this. This is the sell model. It'll sell to buy, or a buy model. It'll buy, sell. Okay. And look, let's go to April 12th on Forex Factory. What happened at 8:30? Did we have a news event for USD, or did we have no news event for USD?
You got red folder news at 8:30.
That's right. So at the point, we have media attention, 8:30, right? Let's look around 8:30. What happened at 8:30? This is gonna blow your mind. This is 8:30 right here. Do you see media attention, 8:30, right around the media attention? We have the exact same point in the market. Literally. Do y'all see that?
I see the
Yeah,
retest.
bro, that's
See the retest.
wild.
I see the
This
retest too.
exactly. This is the exact pattern for the news.
You're using the market psychology pattern as a system to trade.
Exactly.
That's
So
super dope.
yes, everybody who showed up to this call, you're about to be stupid rich. I've been catching hundreds of points off this. Like I didn't even realize, right? Like I was here, right? Okay, so this is how the news events work. Okay, so people are like, oh, the news, like it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It doesn't do what it's supposed to, whatever it's supposed to do. Let's look at April 12th. I'll show you how to interpret this news. Okay, USD is positively correlated with the Nasdaq. Nasdaq US 30 SPX, and it's negatively correlated with gold and a whole bunch of other things. And it's also positively correlated with gold or with other currency pairs, but we're going to get into that later on. Like it gets way deep. Okay. This gets way deep. Okay. So it's bad news, right? Let me actually maximize this. So each folder, right? Beside every folder. And I'm sure you've probably heard your previous mentors tell you, stay away from news trading, or the news causes random things to happen in the market, or yada, 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 yada. But it's not true. It's not true. This is an algorithm. It's an algorithm, 100% an algorithm. So this says actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So which number is bigger? 93 or 95?
95 forecast.
95 is bigger. Okay, so this number in the left column is the actual, and this column in this column is the forecast. So is 93 bigger or smaller than 95?
Less than.
Okay, so the actual was less than the forecast. So that is what for the currency?
Bad.
Bad. Okay, so that's bad. So there's one bad news. Okay, so we also have more bad news. Okay, USD. Well, it's the same, so it's neutral, right? But actual greater than forecast is good for currency. It's neutral. Nothing should cause no real disruption in the market. But it's also red folder core CPI. Let's look what it does. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Is the actual greater than the forecast, or is it less than the forecast?
Less than.
Less than. So is that good or bad for the currency?
Bad.
Bad. Okay, so boom, we got two bad news before 9:30. All right, before the 9:30 bell. All right, so let's look what happens around 9:30. This is 9:30. Okay, so the news candle although it was bad news, right? It pumped, right? It pumped, but it pumped up to a supply zone. This is a supply zone, the previous area where banks push price from, right? And this model will happen like it did at 6 o'clock, like clockwork. This remember the what was that news time was 6 o'clock, right? It dumped at 6 a.m., right? Right here, 6 o'clock, the price fell, right? And it continued to fall. It fell over 150 points, almost 200 points, right? And then we had the optimism returns, right? Because we had more news. It was thought that it was going to be kind of neutral, right? Kind of neutral. Let's see if we can go back to the 1 minute chart actually on the 15th. It might not let us go this far back, but we'll see. Okay, cool. So we can play it. We're going to see what exactly this did at 8:30 to see if it respected the news or if it just flew to the moon. And this move before the move actually happens, this is also a predictable move, right? So you can predict this through looking at the forecast, right? The move that happens before the actual move happens is predicted by the forecast. So the forecast was greater than the previous, right? So that's good for the currency, right? If and you apply the same if then statement. If the actual is greater than the forecast, then that's good for the currency. If the previous is greater than, or if the forecast is greater than the previous, then that's good for the currency. Does that make sense? All of these numbers are important, okay? And so also, did you say, well, I'm sorry, did you say something?
Hey, repeat that for me, Jeff.
Okay, so all of these numbers are important. They dictate what the move that is about to occur could potentially be. So the same logic that is applied to actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So if this number is greater than that number, that would be good for currency. If this number is greater than that number, that would be good for currency. The same logic can be applied to the middle column and the last column. So this is the forecast compared to the previous. If the forecast is greater than the previous, that's good for the currency. And that's like the market sentiment. So the market would be buying, right? Buying before the information came out on speculation. Does that make sense? Is that
Makes so much sense.
lit?
So you're saying basically like before the chart even prints, it has a place where it's gonna go, and depending on if the news is bad or good, that's how it
Ex-
impacts what
exactly.
happens. That's how you get caught in news because it's looking good, and then the forecast was
Exactly.
okay. That makes so much sense.
Now look at this. So this is the New York Bell, right? Which is when the market opens, right? For a New York session. Right at the beginning of New York session, it sold down to a demand zone, which was the last place that the the banks move price, right? Almost to the T. This moving average will be printed. This I call this a news line. This is like a headline in the news, right? So it had to go down to the nearest supply zone The moving averages act as dynamic supply and demand. Okay, the banks will only move price from supply or demand when they're actually working to make that move. So the speculation move started to happen from the 160, and not only the 160. This is the 1400, which I call this the golden reversal zone. So let's continue to watch and see what happened. Okay, so this line that is bouncing off of, it's an institutional level. The hyena vision indicator that I coded is designed to paint the previous session's high and low, okay, on your chart. And every session's high and low is an institutional level. That is literally the price, the exact price that banks moved price from. It'll be a very strong support or resistance, okay, in the market. All right, so boom, it moved price. Okay, so look, the news came out. This is 8:30. When the news comes out on Forex Factory, it's going to be like an instantaneous move, right? Like literally, you gotta just refresh your screen, just refresh it back and forth. So the news came out, it was actual greater than forecast is good for currency. This was neutral. You can say it was slightly bad news, right? So it pumped in one candle, 146 points. You can say that's the speculation dying off, right? That's all that is, speculators, okay? Because the news came out, let's look what happened. Still has steam, and let's actually mark 9:30. This is where the bell, New York bell is. I'm gonna pause it right here. So as I've been trading, right, I'll be in profit a lot of times before the 9:30 bell. And this is like for training. If y'all are in profit before the 9:30 bell, take profit. Take profit. Straight up, take profit. Okay? I'm gonna play it. Got news at 10 o'clock. If this is greater than forecast, that's good for currency. It's projected to be good. So before 10 o'clock, you see what's happening. We're getting the buy up. Is the market random, or is the market like literally telling you what it's about to do? All right, we got the 10:30 or the 10 o'clock. It was good, but on this day, since the market was this news was bad, it's a buy to sell day, right? The market is going to do the opposite of what people think and push, right, before it sells off. And the opposite is true on days where there's good news, right? Like although, there was just good news, the news already pushes the market. And then it's like the market corrects to an institutional level, right? Which will be pretty much painted if you have hyena vision. These moving averages, the reason that I have had such consistency with this, because for whatever reason, I've been blessed with this ability to just tinker with stuff and find out what makes it work, right? And I found these moving averages. You're not going to find these anywhere else. Nobody's talking about these ridiculously high period moving averages because I'm the one who discovered them. I mean, for whatever reason, they paint levels on the chart that give you an optimal entry, right? And for those of you that have been using them, you have seen this. You have seen how powerful these moving averages are, right? But when you combine this with the information that I'm showing you here, okay, then it becomes a whole different type of vibration that you are moving through in the market, right? It's not that traders don't understand how to look at a chart, right, and see what candlestick patterns are and all that. It's that they're just looking at that. They're expecting that if they read in the zone and they stay in the zone and they think in the probabilistic mindset that these losses that they're getting, that this inconsistency that's occurring, is something that's normal. It's something that's supposed to happen. And although I'm not saying that I don't lose, but what I'm not doing is being on the wrong side of the move, right? A lot of people be like, "Oh, it just ran and hit my stop loss," right? And then ran back, but I'll be getting in like at the top or the bottom of these major moves because I understand the fundamentals and how the algorithm is affecting has been affected by the news event, right? So I'm gonna pause this because I was like super up in the lab last night, and I gotta confirm that what just happened is the right model. All right, so this was Nas 100. Okay, so which one? Not this one. Okay, so last night I was up pretty much documenting everything that has to do with USD news. Every single news event that occurs. And this is because we have a fundamental trading system, an artificial intelligence coming out. And it's like the only one that I have ever heard of that every bot is like, don't trade it around the news or something to that extent. Well, this bot is specifically trading because of the news, because it understands the algorithm. It will understand the algorithm behind the news event. All right. So let's look at the news event. Let's see which one CPI. So let's go search for CPI. We know that this is, okay, CPI. So we got if actual is greater than forecast, then at the time of news, actual is greater than forecast, then at the time of news, and at 9:30 if news is before 9:30. So basically, I have all the different models of the market recorded for each one of these pairs. Okay, and mind you, I was up late in the lab, so if this isn't right, then that's what it is, and I just have to adjust it. All right, so the actual, yeah, bro. If actual is less than forecast, then at the time of news, then blah 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 blah. All right, so Nas will buy up to nearest supply zone to sell to lower demand zone to buy again. Okay, so let's look what happened at the time of news. Where we at? 8:30. Okay, so at 8:30, Nas bought up to the nearest supply zone. Did it buy up to the nearest supply zone? Or did it not? This is the nearest supply zone up here, which is the top of New York session, the previous New York session. Did it not buy up to the top of the nearest supply, which is where price has to sell from? Did it not do that?
Yeah,
And then what did it do next? To sell to lower demand zone. What did it do next?
that it did.
At 9:30. At 9:30. Okay. This is crazy. Okay. At
I was about to
9:30,
say, Jeff,
it's
this is crazy.
yes, this shit is fucking bananas. This shit is fucking bananas. This shit is
Yeah, this.
fucking bananas.
Oh yeah, for surely.
Look, and then to sell to lower demand zone, which is a moving average, right? They act as dynamic supply and demand, right? Boom, it sold to a demand zone to buy up again, right? And then of course it sold off. Like it's a buy to sell model. I gotta correct the wording. Sell to buy to sell, buy to sell.
That's genius. I don't even know how your brain works like that.
Yeah, I don't either. I was just blessed. Just
Like
blessed.
Yeah,
I'm
I
amazed.
swear that I swear
Like
I said the same thing. Jeff's brain is just like it's just like nonstop.
Yeah, I don't
You know,
know.
it's just
I really
what's
have no
wrong with y'all
idea.
ongoing.
too? Like y'all minds are amazing. Just it's amazing.
Hey, it's all love, family. This is the next level right here.
Next
This is next
level.
level.
Yo, Hyena's about
Right?
to really be on it. Like, oh my gosh,
Okay,
this is
now
it right
this
here.
I'm gonna let me finish. I
I
gotta
swear, anybody who's on this call, we've been blessed.
yeah, this is
We
Blessed.
have been blessed.
the next
My mind was blown at the market at the beginning. You showed the
Yeah.
pattern and how to trade the market psychology. I never took it
yo,
as
I
a
mean,
system.
the
Like
hyenas are everybody who's with me, we're goated forever. We're eating goats every single day. Every single day, every single guru, they don't have nothing on what I'm teaching right now. Absolutely nothing. Like the market is on a whole different type of everything. Everything. So this has to be a sell to buy. Okay. Ah, it's tedious, folks. I was up last night, like mad scientist, happy scientist mode. And so this is what our bot is going to, which one did I just, this is what our bot is going to be able to detect and ride the waves of. It's literally going to be amazing. Okay, USD JPY. This is the buy to sell. Where is it? No. Sell to buy to sell, buy to sell. Yep. Sell to buy. Okay, so let's actually just like make sure, because like I said, I was up. I don't know if these are all the correct wordings, but we're about to back test and check it. So go to USD CAD on USD CAD is opposite of NAS. Basically like USD is negatively correlated. All right, so let's go to USD CAD, and this is how I've been back testing and checking if the correlations are correct. April 12th. April 12th. Did we go back? No? Okay. Last available bar. So we go to the 3-minute chart. 12th. Okay. USD CAD will sell down to nearest demand zone to buy to next supply zone to sell again. Sell to buy model. Okay. At 8:30. I mean, it already bought up, but at 8:30, it sold down to the nearest demand zone to buy up to the supply zone to sell again. Did it not do that? What did it do? Am I on mute, or are y'all just stunned
And
right now?
this data, you take this from the forex factory news. It correlates with that, right?
Yes.
I'm just a little kind of put the pieces in my mind together more with the buy to
Yes.
sell and the sell to buy models.
No, I mean it's
So that
definitely
was before 8:30 that you're showing us right now.
yes. So I told you that the NAS 100 moves the opposite of USD CAD, right? And basically it did do the exact opposite, like literally the exact opposite, but it's the it's the algorithm. Like the algorithm, it will do this on any given day that the news is, if the forecast is bad, then it's going to do this. If the forecast is good, then it's going to do this.
Got you.
It's it's like clockwork, like clockwork. Like let me go. I figured it out because the market just showed it to me, and I was in the right place at the right time. Like shout outs to Zach, like not on the call, but literally it was discovered because Zach basically showed me this chart. Like we could run it like this, like put that up there, put that up there. This was May 13th. Okay. This was May 13th. Do you not see the exact same pattern?
Exact same pattern.
The exact same pattern. Now let's go to May 12th. What do you see?
Upside down.
Although the smart money did sell, but it's the exact same pattern that is here. It's not even flipped. Like it sold off. We had the first sell off, the bear trap, because we can see that it violently moved away, right? The news was bad, right? So if it's bad news, it sells to buy, to sell. 9:30,
Got it. Mm-hmm.
8:30, it was up here probably, and it dumped at 8:30, right? And then the 9:30 move, the bell move, is the first violent shit that people be like, yo, it faked me out, blah 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 blah. Yo, it is the first sell off, the bear trap. If the news is bad, it usually will pump, like it will pump and go to the sky, and then you'll see a divergence. Like literally, yo, shit, I've been smacking the market. Oh my god, it's been so amazing. Like the setup happens every single day that there's
Do you
news. Like,
just wait for news? Do you just wait for the time of the news, and then
well,
that's when
I'm
you go?
usually moving off of the
But at first it
speculation
was
already. I'm already moving off the speculation because I understand how the speculation moves the market. Right at
Right.
8 o'clock is when the bot like the first bell, New York bell opens. People can start doing orders and stuff, and the market can start moving a little bit. But 9:30 is when like the eruption, like retail stock bell opens, so everybody, the floodgates open, and all the orders that people have placed based on the news and whatever events have occurred. That's when they go. That's when they go crazy, right?
Got you.
And then
Yeah.
the banks, of course, they see, the movement, and then they move what they want to do. Like, all right, we got a bunch of sellers, pump it. And then that's what they do. Like,
Joe.
here's 9:30. Look, 9:30, it pumped. It pumped. And look, you're gonna see a divergence. It literally, I caught the top of this down here. I caught the top of this and I wrote it. I thought it was about to run like 300 points. And I didn't collect profit. But I was up. Like my mentor is telling me, like, yo, he's literally a 7-figure trader. All he trades is the Nasdaq, right? And he showed me about the fundamentals, right? But then y'all know me, like you showed me something, I'm gonna go crazy with it, and that's what I did. Like he catches 100 points. Anyway, we're as next level. We're light years, going light years beyond what any forex trader has ever done. Period.
This is amazing.
Period. This setup right here happens every day that there's news. This divergence to sell down to buy up. Catch the wave. That's all I can say. Catch the wave. Like wait till it. You can take profit because right here before the bell, like you'll be up. Like I was up very very much, and I didn't do anything with it. And then the bell happened, and I think was it on the 12th. Was it good news or was it bad news? Okay, so we have bad news. So the market sold to buy, right? Let's look at if it's bad news on what was it? This was PPI. Making sure because I got a lot of double checking to do, y'all. I really do. Okay, we're in PPI and we are red. So if actual is less than forecast, let's see. Nas will buy up to near supply zone to sell to lower demand zone to buy again. Nas will buy up to near supply zone to sell down to lower demand zone. Yep. Buy up to the nearest supply, sell down, lower demand to buy again. What did it do?
Exactly that.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm not crazy. I'm passionate, very passionate.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like, yeah, I don't think I have anything else. This is like,
Everything.
uh, Yeah, this is the ultimate.
Yeah, that's it.
This is the ultimate.
Everything.
Like, this is about to be the forex Bible. Like, really, I'm gonna be goated forever for this.
Go there forever.
So, what did you think? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. If you liked it, make sure you drop a like so more people can see this video. If you dislike this video, you can drop a dislike as well. Let me know why you didn't like it in the comments and what I could have done to make this better. But now that you have a glimpse of what I came into an understanding of 6 months ago, you can have an idea of how much that knowledge has been upgraded on a month-to-month basis since then. So if you would like to learn this market maker's algorithm, go ahead and drop a comment and say, I'm ready. And one of my team members or myself personally will reach out to you, schedule a discovery call so we can hop on the line. You can learn more about our community, what we have to offer, and what is needed from you to become a member. However, understand that this is not an open invite to anybody who wants to become a member of our community. We have very strict parameters and a very strict character profile that we're looking for. We don't just take everybody. We're looking for about 10 members every month, no more, no less. We like to keep a very tight-knit ship. We understand that everybody cannot be a winner at Forex, right? We're not trying to help everybody win. We're trying to help a select few people who are top performers, who are extremely coachable, who are cream of the crop and ready to do whatever it takes to become a successful trader, right? That's the archetype that we're looking for. So if that's you, definitely drop a comment. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to help you grow. Let's get it. I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded.